So, good morning, all, and first of all, thank you for joining the webinar on optimized usage of engineering software using LAMUM. I'm Varun. I am working as a sales engineer at Team EDA, and today Anup, who is our sales manager, will be guiding us through the demo. So I'm passing it to Mr. Anup. He will be taking us through the demo. So Anup, you can start.
Thank you, Farun. Thank you for the introduction. Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. So first of all, thank you so much for joining our webinar. So let me give you a quick introduction about Team EDA and myself. Team EDA is headquartered in New Hampshire, which is in the US, and we have been into the license usage monitoring business for the last 17 years. So as the tagline says, Team EDA as a company, we concentrate on software license management for your engineering applications. And today I'll be giving you a heads up on how to optimize usage of engineering softwares using LAMUM. And this would be the agenda for the day. So introduction to Team EDA, which I've done now, and then I'll give you a quick introduction about LAMUM, which is our product. And then what are the best practices to follow for optimizing your license usage, and followed by a brief demo of LAMUM 9.4 and the question and answer session. And also in between, if you're having any questions, please feel free to stop me. There is no issues, I can stop and answer. Right. So going ahead, what I'll do is one more thing, Varun, before starting, could you please share the form on the chat window? There is a form,
okay,
yeah, which doesn't even take more than a minute. So kindly fill in the form, which we require, like your name, your company, and some other details. That's it. All right. So yes. So let's start about LAMUM. So LAMUM is in short for License Asset Manager with Usage Monitoring. And what is LAMUM? LAMUM is a comprehensive and integrated solution for managing your engineering software licenses. It is a place where you can centralize, share, protect all your vendor related, tool related, license related, server related, and renewable information. And also, LAMUM has an extensive usage monitoring and reporting system, which gives you hundreds of reports based on your current usage and also the historical usage. So there are hundreds of reports which LAMUM generates. And there are numerous automated warnings that helps you get notified if there is a license expiry or there is a license threshold or a capacity alert, etc. So what happens is LAMUM becomes a better decision support system for you, mainly during the time of your renewals. So you'll be able to understand what you already have, what is the actual and average software usage, which helps you to identify whether you need more, less, or different type of licenses. So this is a quick introduction about LAMUM. And now let me take you through what are some of the best practices that are followed by the industry to optimize their license usage. So one is tracking all license related information and knowing what you own, then understanding the different kind of usage patterns and the trends in the license usage, and then knowing what is not being used, and then avoiding over purchase of licenses, improving usage efficiency of your existing license pool, and also receiving relevant alerts. So these are some of the best practices to follow, and I'll take you through each one of them and show you how LAMUM helps you in doing these. First of all, tracking all license related information and knowing what you own. So LAMUM has this asset manager part, which helps you to track all your license related information, like the vendor name, the tool name, how many quantities have you purchased, when have you purchased it, and if it's through a reseller, who is the reseller details, what is the purchase type, is it a subscription, perpetual, or just under maintenance, and are there any restrictions like a WAN, LAN, or node lock restrictions on your usage, when is the renewal coming up, are there any terms or conditions associated, what was the cost. And also you can store the PO, like you can store up to 6 different documents in LAMUM, and it can be your PO, NDA, terms and conditions, etc. And also you'll be able to keep track of who is the responsible person within the company who is responsible for this particular vendor or license. And also you can keep track of your associated license managers, such as the ported host, the daemon name, the license option, debug files, etc. Right. So this helps you to understand what you own, how many quantities you have, what are the vendors you have, or what are all the tools that you have, how many licenses you have. So this helps you to keep a track and understand what you own. Right. So next is understanding the usage patterns and trends. So understanding your usage patterns means you need to understand your current usage and also the historical reports. So LAMUM has a comprehensive reporting system which gives you current checkout status and historical usage as well. Right. When we talk about current status, LAMUM provides you a color-coded checkout overview page, which helps you to identify which are all the license features that are currently in use. Then there's a real-time gas gauge display, which is the same information in a gas gauge format. And then there is a detailed report, detailed checkout report, which helps you to understand which is the user who using the tool, how many licenses they are holding, and what is the checkout time, etc. Right? So this is a overview. This is a current checkout overview page of LAMUM, wherein it shows you the feature name which are currently in use. The tag is nothing but the server to identify which server it is in. Then the number of licenses you have, that is the capacity, and how many are currently in use. If there are any reserved licenses, how many are there, and the usage percentage. So this is a color-coded usage percentage overview. And that's a filter box which helps you to just filter out whatever information you need. For example, you just want NX, you just type in NX and it will only list out the NX details. Right? And this is the current checkout real-time gas gauge view. So it is the same information in a gas gauge format. So this is the gas gauge which you see on your cars. So it helps you to identify currently how many are in use. And also once you click on the blue link, that is MATLAB or NX, you will be taken to a detailed overview page, which helps you to understand who are the users who are using the licenses, how many licenses they are holding, what is the capacity, which feature are they using, how many licenses are available. If it's a borrowed license, what is the duration? Are there any queued licenses? Through which machine the license has been accessed? When was the license accessed? How much time the license is in use? And then there's a remove option, which helps you to remove that license from the user if they are using it for a longer period of time. Right? And all these columns are sortable from highest to lowest. So if you want to know who's the highest, like which user has been using it for a longer time, just sort the total checkout time in use. Right? And also LAMUM allows you to connect your Active Directory or LDAP to the tool, so you can get more detailed information about the user, such as the user, the full name, which office they are in, what is the email, phone number, all these details. Right? So that was the current checkout reports that LAMUM provides, and then there are historical usage reports. So this history reports helps you to identify the patterns in usage or the trends in usage. So there are hundreds of reports that can be generated using LAMUM based on the feature, tool, the user group, etc., and also based on the time period, like 7 days or 30 days or a year till to date, or any custom time period that you want. And all these reports are in the form of a graph, which is a .jpeg image, or tables which can be downloaded to a Excel format. Right? So this is an example of a history graph. Here the example taken as MATLAB, if you see, and it's for the last 7 days. It's for a 7-day. It's a 7-day graph. So the orange dotted lines at the top shows the capacity, and the blue the graph is the actual usage. So once you keep the cursor on any point in the graph, it will show you at that point what was the license usage. Right? And the smooth blue curved line is the average usage. So it says that in the last 7 days, it ranges from like 4 to 13 was the average usage out of 20 licenses. So this can be used at the time of renewals. So you can look at the last 1 year data and you can see out of 20, what was the maximum use in the last 1 year. So if only, for example, only 16 has been used, that means 4 licenses have not been utilized, and you can consider removing those licenses at the time of renewal. Right? or you don't have to add more licenses at the time of renewals. And as you see, this is a .jpeg image. There's an option to download the image, and you can do it in you can send it out in a presentation or an email, and whatever way you like. Right. Next example of a history graph is a combined feature graph. So this combined feature graph helps you to identify if you have the same license features on multiple servers. So here each color, like the red, green, blue, denotes different servers, and black is the combined usage. So what this graph gives you is that the usage of the same feature, for example, this MATLAB is available in 3 different servers. So in the red, there are 10 licenses of MATLAB. It shows it like almost on a regular basis, all the 10 are in reach. And then the green is MATLAB on another server, and blue is another server. So what it helps you is in identifying if one particular group says I'm not able to access license, or I'm getting denied more number of times. So you can come into the combined feature and take a look at if the licenses are being underutilized in any of the other servers, so that you can reassign those as licenses from one server to the other. Thereby, you can efficiently use your existing licenses, existing licenses. Right. Next comes a user detail report. So this is again a part of the historical report, wherein for a particular feature, the tool will show you who all are the users who have used this feature for a particular time frame. So here you can select the time period. So in this example, it's a 7-day, and it's taken of NX13100N. So it shows that these are the users who have used NX in the last 7 days, and how much time they have used, how many times they have checked out, when have they checked out the last time, and the chargeback percentage. And the beauty of the tool is that it also allows you to assign cost to each user. So here there is an option to fill in the cost for 7 days. So you can enter what is the cost for this particular NX for 7 days, and it will tell you it will assign cost to each of your users. So if you do a chargeback to them, this is very useful. Right? Next, similar to user detail report, there is a group detail report. So LAMUM allows you to create any number of groups. A group can be a department, a project, a site, a manager, etc. And it will give you the details like what group have used how many licenses and what was their total usage. So here again, it's in MATLAB example, 7-day table. It shows that these are the group names on the left. Each group, what was their total usage, how many times checkout had happened for that group, when have the group last checked in, and also the chargeback percentage. That is, what was the usage of that group for the last 7 days. And this is a table format. Here we have an option to export it to an Excel, and you can send it to your management, or you can use this for further analysis. Right? So those are the kind of some of the reports that helps you to identify the usage patterns and trends. And there are more reports which I'll take you through when I'm doing the demo. And then now the next best practices to follow is knowing what is not being used. So it is equally important to know what are the licenses not being used. So LAMUM has a feature which is called a zero usage report, which helps you to identify the license features that are not being used at all for a specific time period. So here an example is taken for 7 days. What you can do is at the time of renewals, you can look at for the last 1 year data, and you can identify which are the features not being used at all. So there might be features that are given to you for free. There might be features that you have paid for. So the paid features at the time of renewals, if they are not being used, there are a couple of options. One, you don't have to renew that feature, thereby you can save cost. Second is you can talk to your engineering team and tell them this feature is available. If you want to use it, or if you want to know what the feature is, we can arrange a training from the vendor. Right? The next is avoiding over purchase of licenses. So you might not be knowing at the time of renewals how many licenses you need for the next year. So there's a chance that you might tend to over purchase licenses. So there are a few reports that helps you to understand if you need more licenses, or if you can use the existing licenses, or if you can remove some license from your existing pool. And one such report is a concurrent usage graph. So this is a 24/7 concurrent usage graph. So what this graph says is that x-axis is the number of licenses that you have, y-axis is the percentage of concurrent usage. So here it says that the maximum you have 10 licenses. And out of 10 licenses, one license is concurrently being used 57.9% of the time. Similarly, two licenses 17.2, and all 10 licenses are concurrently being used only 1.5% of the time. So this means that if you are using all the 10 licenses together, there is only 1.5% chance of denial. So industry standard says that if this concurrency usage is less than 5%, it might be expensive for your company. So you can consider removing those licenses. So what happens here is, from this example, this is again a 7-day data. So you should always look at the last 1 year data, which helps you to identify how many, what is the concurrent usage percentage. And if it's less than 5%, you can consider removing those licenses. That is, you don't have to renew those licenses, or you don't have to add more licenses. This much is sufficient for you. All right. So, I'm sorry. Okay. Next report is a denials detail report, which again helps you to understand if you need to add more licenses or your existing system is enough. So understanding the denials detail is also important as understanding the zero usage or the historical usage. So LAMUM helps you to give you only true denials with error code -4342, which means license number of users already reached, that the capacity is already reached. So the LAMUM only gives you such denial reports, which helps you to understand if it has been a true denial or not. And it gives you which user has been denied, when, what time, what date, which feature, etc. And also the same denials report are given in the form of a denials graph. It's on a daily basis or a monthly basis. You can see how many denials are happening. So if these denials are more, that means you will be needing more licenses to add to the pool. Or if the denials are less, that means you don't need to have licenses. You can manage with your existing licenses, right? Okay. So the next best practices that we would say is improving usage efficiency using your existing system. So the best way to do it is create user dashboards. So LAMUM has this wonderful feature which helps you to create any number of user dashboards. So LAMUM uses an 8182 direct access port that helps you to create favorite links or user dashboard links and keep. So if you see here, this is a like 8182 a different link. What we do is any documents that can handle a hyperlink, such as a SharePoint or a Word file, Google Doc, PDF, etc. You can copy these hyperlinks. You can rename the hyperlinks to a name that you want, and you can save these dashboards. So you can create a dashboard for a user, you can create one dashboard for manager, etc. So in this way, what happens is the user will be able to access these reports and identify, okay, these many licenses are currently in use, so I'll try to access the license at a later point of time. So thereby you can efficiently use your existing licenses and improve the usage efficiency, right? So similarly, as I said, we have in my previous slides that are current checkout gas gauge view. So what you can do is you can keep this open because it auto refreshes every 10 minutes, so that again the user will be able to understand how many licenses are currently in use, whether to access it now or not. Another important graph that helps you to increase your usage efficiency is the heat map graph. So a heat map graph shows you at what point of time in a day the number of checkouts are happening the most. So here it's an example of an NX for last 7 days. So the dark red spots in the graph shows that the number of checkouts are happening at its maximum. The checkouts are maximum. So here from this graph, it says that during Wednesdays, Thursdays around 2 to 3 p.m., during Fridays around 1 to 2 p.m., the checkouts are happening the most. So if this report is given to a user, they will be able to identify when a license is likely to be available. So they don't have to go and try to access a license during Thursday or Friday between 1 to 3 p.m. Instead, they can do it in the morning. So thereby, they can efficiently use the existing license usage, existing licenses, and decrease your denial rates. Right? So the next kind of best practices to follow is receiving relevant alerts. So what happens is LAMUM gives you automated alerts, numerous automated alerts. One is an expiration alert. So it helps you to get notified if a contract is going to expire or a license key is going to expire. It will send a notification to the responsible person or any email that you want to. And that's a daemon down alert. So if a daemon is down, that means you'll not be able to access the license, which is not good. So as soon as the daemon is down, LAMUM will send you a notification so that this daemon is down. And then LAMUM has an inbuilt daemon manager, which helps you to restart the daemon from within LAMUM itself. Then there are capacity alerts at or near capacity. So for example, if you have NX licenses, 20 NX, and you keep the threshold value as 18. So as soon as the capacity reaches 18, you will be notified that it is going to reach its capacity. Or you can keep it at 20 itself so that you will be notified that it's already reached its capacity. So you can go back to the LAMUM, look who are the users who are using these licenses. If there is a user who has been using it for a longer period of time, you can ask them to remove it so that others can access the license. Right? Then there are long checkout alerts. So this helps you to identify users who are using the license for a longer period of time. So you can set a threshold as 2 hours or 5 hours or whatever time period that you want. So as soon as the usage crosses that particular time frame, you will be receiving a notification that this particular user is being using this license for a longer period of time. And also there is an option to send a warning letter to the user so that they can remove the license and make it available for others to access. Then a license available alert is there. So this is sent to the engineer. So what happens is user can log into LAMUM and they can check this option of license available alert. For example, I'm taking NX and I'm telling that if NX 13100, I'm doing a check for license available. So as soon as this NX 13100 license is available, you'll be receiving a notification. Right? And then there are duplicate license checkout alerts and denials threshold alert as well. So these are the various alerts or relevant alerts that LAMUM helps you to generate. All right. So summarizing all the points, so what LAMUM offers you or gives you is a comprehensive inventory or asset management system that helps you to keep track of all your license or vendor related information. Then LAMUM has a comprehensive usage reporting, which helps you to generate hundreds of reports based on the current and historical usage to understand the patterns in usage or the trends in usage. And then there are on-demand usage reports. As I said, you can create unlimited n number of user dashboards and give it to your users or managers so that they don't have to log into LAMUM each time. All right. And then there are easy to create batch reports, so which I'll again show you through during the demo. So batch reports are nothing but automated reports that are sent to your email address or deposited to a folder on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis. So again, using this, you don't even have to log in. You just have to set all the reports as batch reports, and this will come to your email on an automated basis. Then there are numerous automatic alerts that helps you to identify if there is a contract renewal or a license key renewal or there is a long checkout, etc. Right? All right. So coming to LAMUM's value proposition, what LAMUM offers is a savings of 15 to 25% on your annual CAD CAE EDA license cost, which is a huge payback or ROI for you. And you can efficiently use your engineering softwares using the features like user dashboards or the heat map graphs, etc. Then there are these LAMUM helps you to follow these best practices methodology that helps you to optimize your existing license usage. And also LAMUM is a place where you can consolidate and share all your critical information relating to your license or vendor or tools. And where do you get this 15 to 25% savings? So using LAMUM, you'll be able to understand what you're having now, that is knowing accurately what you have. And this helps you to be better prepared to negotiate with your vendors at the time of renewals. And also the historical reports helps you to track the actual average and trends in usage and helps you to understand if you need more or less licenses, or you can downgrade from a WAN to LAN or a standalone. And also the zero usage reports helps you to identify the licenses that are not being used at all, so that you don't have to renew that license, or you can talk to your team and get trained for that particular feature. And also LAMUM helps you to improve your usage efficiency by giving your engineers or users a user dashboard, which prevents from hoarding licenses. Then the heat map graph helps you to understand when a license are likely to be available. And the long checkout alerts helps you to send out warnings to the users to remove the licenses which are being used for a longer period of time. And then the denials report, that is tracking the true denials and not overreacting to the denial claims, helps you to not overpurchase licenses. So thereby you'll be able to easily save 15 to 25% on your annual license costs. Right. So these are the type of floating licenses that LAMUM currently supports. So if you see here, all major floating licenses we support, like Flexilim, Reprise, Sentinel, Math, etc. And if you have anything new that you need to monitor a floating license, you can definitely contact us and we can work around. We can talk to our technical team and see if that is doable. And coming to the implementation part, so we do have a 6-month paid trial or a free 30-day trial for you, wherein the implementation, that is installing it will take only 1 hour time, and then we'll give you installation and setting up the licenses will only take 1 hour time. We'll give you a proper training on a phase-wise manner. And we do have an extensive resource library, which is an online help which can be accessed by going to teammedia.com/resources. And there is a best-in-class responsive customer support team. So our developers directly support you, and we are known for our best customer support. And these are some of the customers that we have. These are a glimpse or sample of our customers. If you see here, it is spread across industries. We have semiconductors, we have aerospace, we have automotive, we have civil. So it is spread across industries. All right. So that is the presentation from my side. Do you please let me know if you have any questions? Anyone have any questions?
Yes, Anup. Hello, Anup.
Yes.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. My name is Deki. I'm from Hitachi Sunway, Indonesia. I have 2 questions. Before that, thank you for your explanation. My first question is, can this LAMUM manage license beside the engineering software? Let's say Office or Windows. And then the second question is, if we manage a borrow license, right? And then we configure inside our license manager, how this LAMUM can manage this configuration for borrow license to anticipate that exit of the usage of the license. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Deki. Thank you for your questions. So first of all, you're answering to your first question. Besides engineering software, the usage monitoring part, we do not support business softwares because we concentrate only on engineering softwares, where the money is being, because there is a lot of money that is being spent on this CAD, CA, EDA softwares. So that is why we concentrate the usage monitoring part only for the engineering applications right now. But regarding the asset management, the license asset manager part, you can keep a track of the vendor details, the license details within our LAM part for all your applications. That is possible. But for the usage monitoring part, we do only cover the engineering applications. Okay. So
Hi, I know this is Ralph. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ralph, I can hear you.
So the question is actually, because you see, if in a potential customer, they buy LAMUM for the engineering software, maybe they want to maximize their investment. They also want to track their Microsoft version numbers and see how many they have. So the question is, can this LAMUM does that? Of course, it will not track the usage, unlike the engineering solution, but it can track like a normal business app style asset software. So can it do that? So that the customer don't have to buy 2 solutions. Yeah. So it's a good sales proposition to the customer. They don't have to invest on 2 solutions. Right.
Yep.
So can it be done?
Ralph, let me rephrase your question. So, what you want to understand is the asset management part. Can it be done for your business softwares like Microsoft Office, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So for the asset management part, yes, definitely you can do it. You can keep a track of what's the quantity of Office that you have, which server they are in, all those details like the vendor details, the responsible person. All these details will be the renewal dates. Everything you can keep a track. Yes. But the usage monitoring part only comes for the engineering side.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And
Okay, understand. I know. Thank you.
yeah. And Jackie, we had
The second one.
Sorry.
Yeah. For first question, I think you already answered my doubt.
Yes.
And then for the second one, can you answer for the borrow license?
Yes, I mean for borrowed licenses. So to my knowledge, what we do is we just give you the time of how much time the license have been borrowed. But if there is any more configuration or anything that can be done, I'll definitely contact my technical team because that is a little, I mean, technical for me to answer. So I'll involve my technical team and let you answer this. So if you could help me with your email address, or like if you could fill that form, what I'll do is I will respond, reply to this question or over email by the end of the day. Is it fine?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because
will you rephrase
my
that question?
concern about that one is
Yes, please go ahead.
yeah, my concern why I'm asking.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah,
Hello?
my concern why I'm asking about the borrowed license here, because sometimes our clients, you know,
Mhm.
for period of time they use only 1 week, let's say, for the license, because he has you know, a job in outside others country, maybe, let's say like that, right? Just to remind the user,
Mhm.
if he can only he because he has the limited time to use the license,
Okay.
right? Because I've learned from uh,
Mhm.
several discussion with Paul also,
Okay.
right? This LAMUM has a feature for alert, you know.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if this borrowed license that configured in the license manager, and then LAMUM can give alert, right? So I think
That would be
yeah, to anticipate that the user using the license is exit of the time, you know.
I understand. Definitely. So what I'll
Mhm.
do is I'll have my technical team answer this. So I'll just put this question across to my technical team and let them. I mean, let you know if it is doable or what is the complications behind it. I'll definitely let you know.
Okay.
Right?
And last one, can I?
Yes, definitely.
How about
Definitely.
the global license? I know.
Yeah.
How about the global license?
So
Let's say the local company somehow they using the global license from the headquarter.
okay.
Can this LAMUM also maintain the global license?
Yes, so it doesn't. So what happens is you just have to install LAMUM in any of your license servers, and then that particular license LAMUM server should be able to communicate with your global license server or any license servers across the globe. So if you will be able to, LAMUM server will be able to communicate with those license servers, and there is no problem. You will be able to definitely capture the details. Yes.
So you mean that if the case like that,
Mhm.
we have to install LAMUM both in the headquarter and in the local company?
No. You just have to install LAMUM in any one. For
No.
example, you just have to install in global, or you can install it at your local place, and then it just have to communicate to the other license servers. There should be communication possible. That's the only requirement.
Okay.
There's only one
Okay.
installation.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, Becky?
Okay, thank you. Anup, I think so far enough.
Okay, great.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, so anyone else has any questions with respect to LAMUM, the LAM part, or any particular feature that you want to know more about?
One more. Anup,
Sure.
can we manage multi-site synchronization?
Sorry, what synchronization?
Multi-site.
Multi-site synchronization.
Let's say we are in the group company, which is consists of the 2 or 3 companies, right? And then every company is inside the group using the LAMUM, and then the headquarter want to manage all these 3 company.
Okay. Sorry, so I didn't understand the question. Let me rephrase it for you. Like, are you asking if the groups? You are talking about the groups, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what with respect to groups? Like whether you'll be able to monitor the group usage, or what is it?
Yeah. Let's say in the group of company we have 3 companies, right?
Okay.
And then each of this company using this LAMUM to manage their assets management for the engineering license. Okay. And then if I come from the headquarter, I want to manage these 3 company, right? So how this LAMUM can manage these 3 company that using LAMUM?
Okay, got your question. So let me ask you this thing: can these 3 organizations see each other's usage or data?
Yeah.
Then it is fine. So what you can do is you can on the global side you can install LAMUM, and then you can connect all the 3 servers. So and the servers will be named. Each servers will be given a tag name to identify to which site or server or which company they belong to. So definitely that can be done. Yes.
I know this is Ralph. Would that involve multiple licenses or LAMUM?
Sorry, could you please ask the question again?
That involve multiple licenses of LAMUM. That means we need 5 more licenses for each company.
Yes.
The question is
definitely. So you're talking about LAMUM licensing, right? If you want to increase the number of licenses. Yes, definitely.
No, I'm saying, like I said, let's say you manage 3 subsidiaries, right? So how many licenses do you need?
Okay, how many licenses? It all depends on the number of engineers that you have who uses your CAD CA EDA software. For example, if in 3 companies you have around 500 engineers who uses CAD CA EDA software, what we look at is the unique daily users. So generally, if you have 500 engineers, the unique daily users will be 2/3 of it. So you'll be around requiring around 300, 400 licenses. Again, LAMUM has an option to understand, like to let you know how many licenses would you require. There's a user's overview page.
So in other words, you don't care about a subsidiary company, just go by the number of user, correct?
It's the same company. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't. I mean, the licensing only depends on the number of engineers that you have.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think there's a question from Trayana on the chat. Does LAMUM also manage cloud licenses? What I can say is that if it's a Flexilum based license and the cloud server name or the port numbers are there, it might be possible. But again, our team needs to check. And also, we are working on the cloud licenses, so might be in future releases there will be options for that. So Triana, does that answer your question? I hope so. All right. So are there any other questions? All right. If not, then what I'll do is I'll quickly take you through a brief demo of LAMUM 9.4. So this is the LAMUM login page, wherein if you see here Team Media logo, instead of it, you can place your company's logo. So it gives you a more personalized feeling. All right. So this is a sandbox demo wherein we have dumped data in. So I'll show you some examples. These are not live data. These are just data that are dumped into it. So this is the license asset management part, which helps you to keep a track of your vendor details. What are the vendor type, the tool name, how many quantities are there, what are the tool type, the server details, where the server is located, the daemon, what is the daemon name, the port numbers, what are the purchase type, expiry, responsible person, etc. And these are the options. There's a configure view option. So these are the options that you could be monitoring or tracking. So you can, if you don't want it to view the responsible person, let's say you just have to uncheck it. If you don't want to see the tool type, you just have to uncheck it and click on submit. It will just show you only what details you want, right? And adding these licenses is pretty simple. So what you can do is there's an import option. So if you have all this is an Excel format, you can import it directly to LAM. Or what you can do is it's a easy and fastest step, which is a manual entry. So you just have to add these details like enter the vendor name, the tool name, expiry manually, and just a one-time activity, right? And then we have the vendor list, which showcases you who all vendors you have. And then there is a tools page, which shows you the tools that you're having. Then there is a servers page, which again shows you the servers that you're having, where it is located, etc. And there is a asset management report side, which helps you to get reports based on your current license inventory. So if you want to see like how many WAN licenses you have, or how many LAN you have, what are the subscription based licenses you have, what are the perpetual or temp key based, vendor based, etc., the discipline based license number, etc. And there are also expense estimates. So the estimated expense report gives you the estimated expense for the last, for example, here I'm going to renew next month, so I'm just looking at last 1 year data to understand what is the estimated expense so that I can budget it. So I'm just mentioning it as 20 and submitting it. So it shows you that this is my estimated expense, so I can budget this for purchasing or renewing next month, right? Similarly, we have subscription-based estimate or maintenance-based estimate, vendor-based estimate, etc. Right? And then LAMUM has an inbuilt daemon manager. So the daemon manager part helps you to deploy a daemon, start, stop, or restart a daemon within LAMUM itself. So now the status shows up. So if the daemon is down, you just have to log into LAMUM and restart from here. And then there is an option to edit your license file, option file, debug files. And for option files, there's even you can do a syntax checking as well. All right. Okay. So that is the license asset management part. And now comes the usage monitoring part. So this is the usage monitoring part, which gives you which shows you the number of licenses that are, or number of tools that are being monitored currently, right? And so once you go to the current tab, it will give you the overview page. So the current overview shows you which are all the license features that are currently in use, right? Yeah. So in this example, it's just showing that MATLAB is currently in use. Again, like these are sortable. If you see, there is just one data here. There are more data. These are sortable. And then there's a filter box here. So if there are multiple data here, and if you just want to view MATLAB, type in MATLAB, and it will show you only MATLAB data. All right. And then there's a current overview gas gauge display. So the same information is shown in a gas gauge format. So again, it shows that there are 10 licenses of MATLAB, currently 1 are in use. And once you click on that, it will show you who is the user who is using that MATLAB. So here's that. This is the username. This is the tag name, nothing but the server name. The feature they are using, how many licenses they are holding, the capacity, the available or the borrowed duration, queued licenses, through which machine, when was the checkout done, and total time in use. Also, there is an option to remove that license. If you know the license file path, if you're an admin, then you'll be able to remove that license from that user. Right? So this is the current overview display. And also it will show you like all the licenses, all the tools that you're having. So you can view each tool who all are using it. So for example, right now it's showing only MATLAB. So if you say Acrep, it shows you that there are no users who are using Acrep. All right. So let's go to that. That was the current overview page. So next is the historical reports. So I'll take an example of MATLAB here. I'm taking a graph. So this shows you the historical graph. By default, it will show you last 7 days data, and then here you have an option to choose the time frame. Right? This is a Sandbox server, so it is a cloud-based thing that might be taking time. Yeah, sure. So by default, it shows last 7 days data. So again, it says 10 is the maximum capacity that you're having for MATLAB, and this is the actual usage. So once you place the cursor on anywhere, it will show you at that point what was the maximum number. I mean, what was the license in use, what was the average usage, right? And if you see here, this can be downloaded as an image. These are .jpeg images, so it can be easily downloaded, and you can share it in a presentation or an email, right? Then it shows you the checkout duration plot on the number of the checkout duration wise and the checkout count wise. So these are pie charts which help you to understand who are your top 10 users. That is your power users, the top 10 power users who are using the MATLAB feature. So here it says that TLUND is a user. It's been using for 79 hours in the last 7 days. That is 11.65% of the total usage, right? And similarly, the top 10 users checkout count wise. Here it says this user has checked out 80 times in the last week, which constitute to 11.53%. Again, these can be easily downloaded as an image, right? And here you can select the number of days. So here by default it goes for 7 days. You can say 30 day, 90 day, or you can do a custom time period as well. So that was a history graph. Now I'll just show you a heat map graph, and I'll show you an example of an 8182 link as well. So if you see here in the address bar, this is an 8181 port, which is a which is a direct access port. Which is a secure port wherein you need to log in using your username and password so that you get it. Now there's an 8182 port that is being used by LAMUM, which helps you to view the reports without even logging into the tool. So I just opened it in a new tab. Here you can see that it has changed to 8182, right? So I'm taking the example of MATLAB here again. It's 8182. So this is a history graph which shows you when the licenses are, the number of checkouts are happening the most, at what time of day. So again, y-axis is the days and x-axis is the time. In the dark red spot, so here it says that Mondays around morning 8 to 9, the license usage is happening at its maximum. That is number of checkouts that are happening the most. And the light red or the yellow and the blue says that it's minimum. The blue states that there is no usage at all, right? So here it is an 8182 link. So I'll just show you one example. You can just favorite it and give it a name, Heatmap MATLAB, and just save it. So that what happens is it comes to your bookmarks. So I'm going my bookmark. Here it is there. So what happens is you don't even have to log into LAMUM. You just have to come to your bookmarks and open it. The updated report will come up. And even if you are opening it next week or a month later, it will be the updated report. Right? So that is an example of Heatmap and the 8182 direct access link. Now I'll show you an example of the concurrency usage. So this is again MATLAB concurrency usage. So concurrency usage helps you to identify the concurrent usage of a particular license feature. So here it's a MATLAB 7 days. It says that there are 10 licenses of MATLAB, and it says that one license is concurrently being used 46%. All 10 licenses only 1.3%. Right. So this is a 24/7 data. Similarly, you can go for a Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is your office hours, or a custom time. So if, for example, you are working from Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. You have to just select the time, select the number of days you want, and submit it. So it will give you the particular time period graph as well. Here you can see this is a 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. graph, and this is a custom time graph. Right. Okay. So that was the concurrent usage, and next is a zero usage table. So again, it's an example of MATLAB I'm taking. I'm just choosing the last 7 days data, and will show you which all features are not being used at all. Right. Kindly feel free to stop and ask any questions or doubts you're having in between. So it says that last 7 days all the license features are being used. So if there are no features being used, it will list out the feature names and tag names, etc. over here. Next is an averages table. Alright. So the averages table shows you the total usage for that particular time period. Here I have taken 7 days for MATLAB. It says that total usage for MATLAB was 1232 hours in the last 7 days, and the average usage is 57 hours. Average number of users is 4.5. The number of times at max. Number of times at max means the number of times the capacity has reached. So the capacity is 10, 22 times the capacity has reached in the last 7 days. And then the usage percentage in the last 7 days. So this number of times at max. Also, if this value is more, you should definitely consider adding more licenses, because there are chances of denials that can happen. Okay. So that was the averages table. Now I'll show you a user details table, again for same MATLAB. So by default, it will show you the last 7 days, which are the users who have used it. So here, these are the usernames. What was the total usage? How many times they have checked out? When was the last checkout happened? What is the chargeback percentage and the cost? So for example, here if you say for MATLAB, for a 7-day cost is $1,000 or whatever the currency is, and submit it, it will automatically allocate cost to each user depending on their usage. That was the user detail report. Now coming to the group details. So there are already groups that have been created here. So I'll first show you the group details, and then I'll show you how to create those groups. So these are the group names who have used MATLAB in the last 7 days, each of their usage, the check-ins, and then the chargeback percentage. Again, if you multiply the cost, you can download it in Excel and multiply the cost. You'll get the you can allocate chargeback cost to each groups. So I'll show you how these groups are created. It's pretty simple. One way is you just have to create a group name, add it, okay. And then from there you have to select the group name. So test is the group, and then so currently these are the 2 users. So what you can do is you can do an edit. You can pick and choose which users who you want in this group and update this group. So it is pretty simple. Just create a group name and add the users to that particular group. One is that way, and then we have an Excel import option, wherein if you have an Excel, we have an Excel template here. You just have to fill in the groups and names in that Excel template and upload it back. And then we have an option to sync your Active Directory, and it will be automatically taking groups from a combination of organization, office, and department. Okay, so these are the main reports, and there's a denials table. Again, a denials report which shows you how many denials have been happening. So here it shows by default last 1 year's data, and for each month how many denials are happening. So here it says in August there are 3 denials. So if you drill into it, it will show you when the days in which the denials are happening. And again, if you drill into it, it show you which are the users who have been denied and what is the reason. Minus 4342 is the true denial, which is license number of users already reached. And all these can be downloaded. See, what you can do is the entire report can be downloaded into an Excel file here, right, and use it for further analysis or presentations. Right. So these are the major reports that we have. Then we have the combined feature graph. As I said, if you have the same feature on multiple servers, it helps you to identify the usage pattern among different servers. Right. So here I'm taking an example of MATLAB. So these are the 3 servers in which MATLAB is located. All right, and I'm selecting a 7 days submit. So here each color. So red is MATLAB demo server, blue is MATLAB demo 2, and green is MATLAB demo 3, and the black is the total usage. So you can understand the pattern of usage among each servers. And then if you want to reassign, you can do it. So you can efficiently use your existing license system. And then all these reports, if you see, you can do it as a download image, or there's an option to create batch report. So as I said earlier, batch report is nothing but creating automatic reports and sending it to your email, or depositing it on your on a particular folder on a weekly, monthly, or quarterly basis. So I'll show you just an example here. So I'm creating a batch report for this multiple feature graph. I'm giving this a report name as MATLAB combined feature. So I have to, the URL is already selected because I'm coming from there, and you have to select the frequency. So you can select, since I've selected and that also it is 7 days, I'll be going for a frequency of weekly. Then you can either mention a folder in which you have to deposit, or you can choose an option for email. So just adding anup@media.com, created by Anup, and adding report. So once I add this for a weekly basis, every Monday morning you will be getting that report, updated report on your email. And if you choose a monthly, every month, every beginning of the month, you'll be getting the report on your email. Right? You can create any number of batch reports. Right? So next is a combined, multiple feature graph, which I wanted to show you. So for example, if you want to compare the feature usage, so for here, sorry, I'll take the example of MATLAB itself. Okay, MATLAB, I'll go with an NX feature. So what you can do is you can select the features that you want to compare, select the number of days that you want to compare. So it will show you again, each color here denotes red as a team center designer feature, blue team center, and NX13100N as the green feature. So here it shows that the green one, that is NX13100, is the highest used feature in the last 7 days. So you can do a comparison. The other two are not being used at all, or minimal usage. Right. So these are the main kind of historical reports. Now there's a user details table we have. So what happens is, for each user you'll be able to identify the licenses and the usage they have done for a particular time period. So here I'm selecting it as 7 day. I'm selecting the user, and it will show me in the last 7 days what all features the user have used, how much time they have used it, etc. So here this user has been using MATLAB on this date. The total time checkout time was this, the total usage was this. All right. Then there is a users overview tab, or overview feature, which shows you the number of unique daily users you have. So this is how we charge you, based on this number of users. So the maximum number shown is 22. So based on this unique daily user number is the licensing cost per LAN. Right? And coming to the alerts part, as I said, there are multiple alerts list. So we have the capacity threshold alert. So what you can do is you can select a particular feature. You can mention the capacity. So there is a total capacity of 6. You can mention it as 5 and mention the email recipient. All right. And once you submit it, what happens is, as soon as the capacity reaches 5, I will be anup@tmedia.com will be notified that this is going to reach its capacity. Right. And then we have a similarly denials threshold. We have an available license. We have demon down, expiration alert. I'll show you an example of expiration alert. Wherein what you can do is you can mention the email. You can mention the warning period. So for example, if you're mentioning it as 30 days, prior to 30 days of expiry, anup@tmedia will be notified. So I'm selecting here MATLAB. I'm selecting all the licenses here. So whenever it's going to expire, I'll be receiving an email. Right. And then we have the long checkout alerts. So long checkouts alert is nothing but identifying the users who are using it for a longer period of time. So you can set the threshold here. For example, I'm setting it at 5 hours. Again, I'm setting it as I'm mentioning my email, and there is an option to send it to users. So if you click user warning messages, yes, and also your Active Directory or LDAP has to be connected to LAMUM. So if you select yes, so what happens is, as soon as the threshold value of 5 hours crosses, anup@tmedia.com will receive an email that this user is using it for more hour, and also that particular user will receive a warning message. So yeah, those are some of the major alerts that we have. And then one major feature that is really useful during the viewing reports is a change feature display name or feature name aliasing. So what happens is LAMUM has an option for you to change the display name of the feature. For example, AutoCAD or Creo, they will be having features which are alphanumeric, which you have to refer to the license file each and every time. So instead, what they can do is you just have to rename here Altium designer something, update it so that it will only show Altium designer feature there. All right. So every time you view the report for that particular, only this display name feature will be listed over there. This is a really useful feature so that you don't have to refer to the license file all the time you view a report. All right. So these are the main features. There are more to it, but I think the time is limited. So are there any doubts or any specific features?
Yes, Anup. Deki again.
Yeah, sure, Deki.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. Can this LAMUM, manage the expiry of each of the license files? Let's say somehow mostly in our client, they have one license files that maintained in the one license manager.
Okay.
Right, and these perpetual license files have a different expiry.
Got it.
So the goals for this, the management want to know the expiry of the license that managed in the one license manager, so they can prepare the budget for annual maintenance.
Got it. Got it. So what happens is, as you said, it is right that there are multiple features within a single license file. So what LAMUM does is it captures each feature separately, and it will just a minute. I'll show you an example of NX. So if you see here, there are multiple features of NX, and it will show you how many licenses of NX you have, when is the expiry. So depending on this only, the expiry will be set for each feature.
I see. All right. Okay.
Does that answer your question?
I know this is Ralph.
Yes, Ralph.
Following that key question, so it is more for REMS, renewal maintenance. So next question subsequent to that is, can you help us to also plot a budget? Because it will help the customer to plan for his budget. What's the annual renewal of all licenses that he needs to budget for the following year, and also the due date. So due date you say can be done. How about the budget? How much it costs us to renew this one? Can we be captured somewhere?
Yes, definitely. So
There's a cost, right?
Yes, there is an estimated expense report here. If you can see here, there is an estimated expense report.
So there is a license cost and there's a renewal maintenance cost. There's two cost structure. One is actual cost of the maintenance, so the license. The other is maintenance renewal cost.
Yes. So here there is a maintenance renewal report as well.
Yeah.
See here, maintenance. We have that option.
Right.
Okay. All right. Good.
Okay.
Is there anything else, Techie Ralph?
One more. One more. Anup, suppose we can this LAMUM also maintains the VDI, not only the Windows-based user.
What are the user? Linux you are talking about?
Do you familiar with VDI or virtual desktop?
Yes. Virtual desktop in the sense your virtual VMs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, LAMUM can be installed on a VM server. Yes.
No, I mean in one of our client, in their desktop, they have Windows and also VDI inside in one of workstation.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
And then let's say one user have two account, two different account. One is a Windows Windows user, and then one more is the VDI user. And this user can use the engineering application that which is they have he has access to whether he can access from Windows or he can access from VDI.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So if it is a network license, irrespective, for example, you're accessing a license from Windows or
Yeah,
the
correct.
network license, that is fine. The details will be captured.
Oh, okay, understood. Okay. So no matter the user access from Windows or from VDI.
Yep.
So this LAMUM capture based on the license manager who that configured inside the LAMUM itself, right?
Yes. So it is pretty simple. So what LAMUM does is LAMUM connects with the license servers using the server IP and the port number. So it sends out the LMStat commands and then captures all the returns, that is the data, and stores in the LAMUM database and gives you a report. So if a user is accessing that license from a virtual machine or from the Windows machine, it's fine. It will be as long as that license manager capture the details, it is fine.
All right. Okay. Understand. Thank you.
Okay. So any other questions? So I think there are no more questions since it's a silence. So hope you've got an idea of how efficiently you can use LAMUM to optimize your existing licenses or existing licenses and save cost as well. So we have an option of a 6-month paid trial and a 30-day free trial so that you can use the software and understand yourself the capability of the software and where all you can save or optimize the usage. So that is possible. And there is a form that we have put up in the chat box. Varun has put a Google form. So kindly fill that form so that we can understand the kind of number of engineers or from which company you are and whether you need a license, a trial license or not. So it will be great if you could fill that form. And I hope all your questions are answered and you got a good overview of LAMUM. So is there anything else that you guys want to know?
How about the subscription? The treatment is also same with the perpetual.
With respect to LAMUM or your CAD licenses?
LAMUM. If we manage the subscriptions license, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So what you're asking about is what are the license type for LAMUM? Is it?
No. If the clients using the subscriptions for the engineering license, engineering software, does the LAMUM do the same treatment for the subscription type of license?
Yes. It will be. If it's even if it's a subscription or perpetual, the usage will not matter, right? If it's a subscription or perpetual.
Okay.
So LAMUM just shows you when is the expiry. If it's a permanent licenses or it's a subscription-based licenses, the usage monitoring part shows it. So it doesn't matter if it's a subscription or perpetual. It monitors all the usage.
Arnold,
okay.
Yeah.
Arnold. So it will actually can give an alert. Let's say it's about to expire, 1 month before. So can we configure an alert for it?
For which software? Sorry, for which license?
For subscription expire next month. So we like the LAMUM to notify us if your expiry coming up soon and you need to renew. So will LAMUM help us in that area?
Yes.
Okay.
Here as
I believe so.
This is an expiration alert. So what you can do is you can mention the warning period days. So if you mention 30 days, before 30 days, you will get a yes.
Then there's an expense to associate with. Okay, right? Okay. Subscription is easier. Okay.
Got it. So any other questions or any other feature that you want to see? So I hope not. And Once again, just a general reminder, kindly fill that form that we have sent out to you through the Google chats. Through the chat. It's a Google form. And you can always reach out to me or Varun or Paul for any clarifications that you have or any requirements that you have. We are all here to support you. And also, you can go visit our website, teameda.com. There are a lot of resources available that help you to understand more about LAMUM. And yeah, so what I would recommend you is it would be great if you could do a trial of LAMUM and understand how it can effectively manage your license. Monitor the license usage and save costs for the company. I hopefully Deki and Ralph is responding. So Deki, Ralph.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for attending the webinar, and yeah, everybody have a great day and a great weekend. Hope everyone is safe.
You too. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.